And the solution begins here. Who are we? I'm going to show you something I don't think I've ever shown anybody before, and I have it with me every single day. In my drinking days, I got a tattoo, because yes, you have to be drinking to get a tattoo. It's this tattoo. It says, Pro Deo, Pro Familia, Pro Patria. And what it means is for God, for family, for country. And that's the way it should be. Even in my drinking days, I knew it should be God, family, country. That's the solution. Do we believe in God first anymore? Which ones will help you put your understanding of God first? Not to the expense of others. Which one will empower you to empower your faith? Which one will empower you to empower your family? Is God first? In God we trust. Because we need to know that, because when it comes to tough times, do we put our faith in Him or our hope in government? The Democrats have clearly demonstrated what they believe in. If you just watched last night, listen to Michelle Obama.
Our grandparents should be able to afford their medicine. Our kids should be able to see a doctor when they're sick. And no one in this country should ever go broke because of an accident or an illness. He signed the Lilly Ledbetter Fair Pay Act to help women get equal pay for equal work. And when my brother and I finally made it to college, nearly all of our tuition came from student loans and grants. Barack knows that, like me and like so many of you, he never could have attended college without financial aid. That's why Barack has fought so hard to increase student aid and keep interest rates down, because he wants every young person to fulfill their promise and be able to attend college without a mountain of debt. Surely, we can give everyone in this country a fair chance at that great American dream.
She's good. She is really good. I think I'm fulfilling my promise. I really do. I didn't have a mountain of debt because I didn't go to college. We don't all have to go to the most expensive college in the world. Why are we being sold this lie, and why are we buying it? I'm not going to give them the benefit of the doubt when they erase God from the platform, because it's not an isolated incident. You notice in everything she said last night, it was all about the government. You can't do it without the government. No, you can't do it without God. My daughter told me, she said, I was writing a birthday card for my father-in-law, and I must have spent an hour on it. And she said, do you always spend this much time? And I said, on something important? Yeah. I said, you're getting married. I've been thinking about what I'm going to write to you for about a year. And one of the things, in fact, the overarching point of what I'm going to write to her is, you cannot do it without God. That's it. God first. President Obama multiple times has admitted creator while referencing the Declaration of Independence, and they keep saying that it's a mistake. How many times do you make that mistake? On Thanksgiving last year, Obama didn't thank God for anything. Thanksgiving. He said his family was reflecting on how truly lucky they are. He has openly mocked the Bible. His administration has attacked the Catholic faith by forcing Catholic hospitals to provide abortions. He's pushed for limiting the charitable contribution tax break. That's the backbone of charity. Yet at the same time, this is a group of people who have denied the existence of extremist Islam. They've invited radical Islamists who are recognized as terrorist groups into the White House for high-level meetings. They had a 2-hour Muslim Jummah prayer event at the DNC. They're friendly with anti-Semitic Nation of Islam leader Louis Farrakhan. They are sympathetic to the plight of the Palestinians. They support the Muslim Brotherhood in Egypt. And now they are installing extremists at key high-level positions. According to Israel's equivalent to the New York Times, their top reporter has just claimed that Obama sent a message to Mahmoud Ahmadinejad that America had nothing to do with Israel if they strike. Okay, I seem to have a problem with Judeo-Christian God. And I don't say this about your Democratic neighbor. I say this about this administration. Because God wasn't the only thing they removed from the party platform. They also removed the capital of God's kingdom. I mean, when you are trying to go and court the Jewish vote, why would you remove all language referencing Jerusalem as Israel's capital? It's there. Just leave it in there. I didn't see that. Nobody reads this thing anyway. Why would you remove it? They're telling us who they are. They took Israel, the Jewish city as their capital, out. Instead, just talked about an unshakable commitment to Israel's security, which, as we've told you, and everyone in Israel will tell you, it is impossible. They call it the Auschwitz line. You cannot defend Israel if you follow Obama's 67 pre-border solution. It doesn't work. It's not like our big states. It's a very narrow place. If you cut that in half, you got nothing. A house divided against itself cannot stand. Warning. Warning. I want you to call your preacher. I want you to call your pastor. I want you to call your rabbi. And you ask them what they're talking about this week and the next few weeks. I will get up and leave a church that tells me who to vote for. But the principles are important. You should be warning everyone you can. These are gigantic warning signs. It's not about R's and D's. It's not about black or white, for the love of Pete. It's about good and evil. It is about God, family, and country. Do we elect someone who puts those things first? And if you think the government is your country, if you think, the United States is a great, great country, and you define country as government and not its founding principles, I suppose it's not a hard choice for you either.